Guys, Mark Goldberg here from Mark Vlogs Watches with a quick word for your friend and mine, ArchieLuxury, Paul Pluta, AC3, Archibald Chesterfield III. You know, he invented the quick wristwatch check, and the rest of us on YouTube, well, we just stole it. Help keep Archie full-time on YouTube by liking this video, watching this video, tell your fuckhead friends, and make sure to subscribe to his Patreon. And now, ArchieLuxury.
Hi guys, Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, we're doing paid reviews. And before I do this paid review, this is AU10, let's do a quick wristwatch swap. I'm going to swap watches. I love my Rolly, but I wanted to put on my Patek Philippe. I wanted to put this beautiful lady on my wrist there, so we'll just swap these over. So there we go, wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Patek 5127. So today guys, I'm doing a paid review. This is for Francis. He has commissioned this review here. Francis says, hi Arch. Though you are clearly a fan of Patek Philippe and Rolex steel sports watches, you also seem to have a lot of respect for Lange and Sohne and F. Pigeon. However, I'm not aware of any videos that you've posted that go into detail on which models you particularly like and or dislike. Therefore, I'm sending you $100 via PayPal for you to cover the topics, both if reasonable or just F. Pigeon. So I'm going to go one better. We're going to split this. We'll split this into, we'll split it into two, AU10a and AU10b. So A will look at Lange and B will look at F. Pigeon. So today let's have a bit of a talk about Lange and Sohne. Okie dokie. And the interesting thing is, I'm just leaning over to get a catalogue. I've often bitched about the fact that Patek Philippe has always given me every book, every manual they've given me. I've got, well, wouldn't say hundreds, but I've got a shelf full of Patek books. I made a video complaining about the fact that when I was in Hong Kong, they gave me the really stingy manual, and guess what arrived for me? I returned from the fitness farm, and this beautiful catalog had arrived, which was from a Lange and Sohne, and it's pronounced Sohne. It's got the omelettes on the O to give it a ooh something like that. Anyhow, I opened this folder up and I had a beautifully written, handwritten letter from Lange to welcome to the world of a Lange, dear Mr. Chesterfield III. And it was signed with a rather gorgeous fountain pen. So I must say I am really grateful to have received this. So it's an ideal time to do this review. The thing with Lange, so what happened with Lange themselves there? Well, this is German watchmaking. So basically what happened is Lange themselves there, they are a manufacturer of watches, very famous. As Walter Lange once said, there's something one should expect, not only of a watch, but also of oneself, to never stand still. Now, it's basically, Lange was founded in 1845 by Ferdinand Adolf Lange. And it was a watchmaking concern in Saxony. Unfortunately, what happened, of course, with Lange themselves there, after World War II, Lange being in the East German section, the company was nationalized and it died. This was the war. Don't mention the war. Yes. So it was then, fast forward 28 years, the Berlin Wall starts coming down and Lange gets resurrected. Lange themselves there, it's quite interesting. They went out of business late 40s, 1948 approximately, and then they relaunched 7th of December 1990. So this year now, 2019, Lange themselves is celebrating the 25th anniversary of their relaunch, and that's quite a incredible achievement itself there. Together with this celebration, there's two iconic models which also share two anniversaries. The 25th year of the Lange A1 and the 10th anniversary of the Zeitwerk. The Zeitwerk, yes, that was on the cover of Crown magazine. The Zeitwerk, it's a mechanical watch that displays the time with a very peculiar way. So a very, very interesting way there. And I've got to tell you, I've with Lange themselves there. So they went out of business in 48 and they relaunched in 90. And the fascinating thing is they skipped, number one, they skipped the craze for small watches. 33mm, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, Vacheron and Constantin all wanted small watches. Lange avoided that. They also, Lange themselves there, also avoided quartz. They avoided quartz, which is a good thing. So it's kind of funny. Sometimes you lose something from disappearing, but then you gain things. Now with Lange themselves there, the model that I've always loved, so let's just have a look at this here. We'll use this book. Is there we go, the Lange A1, which is just a adorable type piece there. So for myself, I want to talk about Lange itself. Lange's always kind of, it's really appealed to me because they've made watches that are kind of very conservative. That's why I put on my Patek Philippe Calatrava. I thought, what better piece to talk about Lange than a classic Patek. This is, albeit an avant-garde 5127 with the cheeky crown guards. So let's have a talk about Lange itself. So Lange themselves there, they've also used a lot of traditional German high craftsmanship. They've used a lot of pocket watch ways of doing things because Lange had a very strong pocket watch division there. Let's have a look at some key watches that I really quite like. So firstly, of course, there is the Lange A1. The Lange A1, look at that, just superb. Absolutely superb. The Lange A1 itself there, I've got to be completely honest with you. I have loved it ever since it was in existence. There are a couple different iterations of it. They have launched a few, but I'm more of a traditionalist, and I like the original Lange A1 itself there. The original Lange A1 case size about 38.5 mils, which I think it's quite respectable. I'm a man who wears a paddock which is 37 mils. The Lange A1 itself, I like the manual wind. I like the watch. Indeed, in any of the precious metals is fine. So I think that the traditional Lange A1 is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. There are a few variations. They've got the little Lange A1s, which are 36 mil Lange A1s, which, no, not for me. They've got the grand Lange A1, which is the 41 mil. Yes, I suppose you could do that. That's quite acceptable. You've got the grand Lange A1 moon phase, which is, to be completely frank and honest with you, absolutely gorgeous. To have a moon phase on the Lange A1 is just superb. They even have an automatic one, a Lange A1 Daymatic, which I kind of feel moves away from the traditional essence of the Lange A1. It has a beautifully done rotor, but I'm sure it's not going to be a rooted rotor. But I personally would probably go for the traditional Lange A1. Lange A1 moon phase, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. They've also got a little Lange A1 moon phase. They've got the Lange A1 time zone. That's correct. Like a how would you put that? It's kind of like a time zone with city ring. It's like the world timer. Very interesting piece indeed there. But I'd probably be more traditionalist. Then we've got the Zeitwerk. Well, I've got to be honest with you. This is a very fascinating piece, the Zeitwerk. What a way to tell time. Traditional, but very avant-garde. My own opinion, absolutely gorgeous. I love. They have a few variations. They've got the Zeitwerk date. They've got the striking time. They've got a number of. They've got the honeycomb striking, the Zeitwerk decimal strike honey gold. They've got some. They've got the Zeitwerk minute repeater. That means it makes the noise ding 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 ding. Tells you the time by chimes. Which is very cool. Very cool indeed there. I gotta tell you, I think if you had a Lange A1, a Zeitwerk, I think you'd also want a Saxonia. The Saxonia is a very cool looking Lange. Very cool. I think more of a traditional. They have some very traditional. It's kind of like the Patrimony to Vacheron. It's very classic. A range of sizes. They're coming in 35 mil, so that's kind of a bit small. That's the Saxonia. They've also got it in 37 mils, which I think is probably 35's. My good friend David Reeves, the tailoring, David Reeves Bespoke. He's got a 35 mil. They've also got a Saxonia automatic, which, yes, I don't have a problem with that. Saxonia outsized date, Saxonia thin. Gee, they've got a few models there. Saxonia moon phase. I think I prefer the moon phase in the Lange A1 if I was going to go for a moon phase. And they've also got the Saxonia annual calendar, which is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous indeed. And it's using a micro rotor. A micro rotor similar to the Paddock 240 micro rotor. In the 240 movement, which is you couldn't say they're copying it, but it's a very cool. They've also got a perpetual calendar, which I think would be gorgeous. I think in the annual calendars, you've got to face it, Paddock invented the genre. Everyone else has kind of jumped on there. What I do like in Lange, which I must say, is the data graph up down. absolutely gorgeous. This here is a beautifully made manual wind chronograph indeed. So I mean, just equally in par with, say, a Patek 5170. They've got a few versions there. The up down Lumen. They've got the Datograph Perpetual. Oh my God, Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon. A number of very cool pieces. One piece in the Saxonia range, which I'm quite fascinated, is the Lange A31. 31. What does 31 stand for? 31 day power reserve. Fuck. 31 day uses a twin mainspring barrel, constant force escapement, key operated winding works, twin mainspring barrel, constant force escapement. Just absolutely amazing. 31 day power reserve. My God. Lange's also got triple splits. Nah, I don't know if that's kind of my genre there. The other ones themselves there, the 1815, which I must say I do love the 1815. Very classically done, elegant, just beautiful dress watch, which is, to be honest with you, it's a little bit bordering on the Saxonia line. It gets a bit confusing with so many of these models. They've got the 1815 chronograph. That's probably the chronograph I think that would just absolutely beautiful. My friend Ronnie had one. I think he's still got one. I'm not sure. Anyhow, just absolutely superb. Then they've got Perpetual, Calendar, Tourbillon, just absolutely crazy. Okay, so what do I think of Lange themselves there? Well, I love them. I love them indeed there. If I had my merry way, and say, for example, so I've got four Pateks. So say I swap them for 4 Langes, just hypothetically speaking, what would I take? Now, obviously, this is a hard thing because some of my Pateks aren't super valuable. Well, they're valuable, but the new Langes would be, it's like a new Patek. They're very desirable. What would I pick there? Okay, well, let's just say you picked 4 models there. I would say, firstly, you'd have to pick a Lange A1. I'd probably go for the traditional 38.5mm. I think that's good buying. The next piece I would go for, so firstly a Lange A1. Then I reckon the Zeitwerk, which is very expensive, but let's ignore that slight difficulty. I think you'd add a Zeitwerk. You'd have to include a Zeitwerk. So Lange A1, Zeitwerk in the 41.9mm size, just a classic Zeitwerk. Then I think I would add a Saxonia. Yes, just a plain Saxonia. And then I possibly would add an 1815. Yeah, I think an 1815 up down. Yes, sir. And that would be my 4 Langes there. No tourbillon, no chronograph, because the budget doesn't quite stretch that far. But Lange themselves, they're German watchmaking. I got to be honest with you, what do I think of the brand there? I was very annoyed because Lange never sent me a book. Now that I've got the book, I got to be honest with you, they are absolutely beautiful. I would prefer a Lange over an Audemars Piguet if I had a choice. Okay, and I would even say, of course, definitely I'd prefer a Lange over a Vacheron and Constantine. There's nothing really. Vacheron, I mean, Vacheron's got some beauty. I love their world time. I love the Toledo. But realistically, I think if it wasn't Patek, Lange, definitely. High watchmaking values. The thing about Lange is, people have said, is that with Patek, the workmanship, the cheaper Pateks don't have the finish of the very expensive Pateks. It can't, this is just the reality. Whereas Lange tends to do things at the same level, irrespective, which is a nice folk story, probably untrue, coming from the fact that Lange is a Richmond company, so I probably doubt that. But I must say, Lange does have some beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Mind-numbingly beautiful stuff. I suppose for me, would I go Lange? See, I've already got 4 Pateks. I'm a used buyer. The problem is Lange's come up so irregularly, I mean, I've got 4 beautiful. I designed my Patek collection. I looked at the key references and said, well, I'd like a world time. I would like a calendar, like an annual calendar or perpetual. I went for the annual. It's much less expensive than a perpetual. And I also went for a two Calatravas, which my dream grail watch would be some sort of Patek chronograph. So if you went Lange A1 is a key. The Zeit work, now they're fucking expensive. Saxonia, yes, I like the Saxonia, and the 1815 up down, beautiful. There's some gorgeous. Lange has a nice spot there. Would I flip? Look, I'm entrenched in the Pateks, so probably no, but I do like the Langes. The Langes are cool. You can't deny that. They are very, very cool. So there you go, guys. That's a bit of a tour. Thank you, Lange, for supplying the book. I will cherish this book for many, many years to come. Believe you me, that's it's a lovely book. It's so much better than the garbage one they sent that I got from Hong Kong. Probably not as good a book as Patek. Patek kind of has the Encyclopedia Britannica type book, which is fucking cool. But I've got to tell you, I think my own opinion. See, I'm not a Richard Millet type lover. I'm very conservative. I like classical music. I like missionary porn, for example. I'm not really into, these new fangled things. I'm very, very much missionary type position sort of guy. And I got to tell you the truth there. I think Lange, if it wasn't Patek, you'd go Lange. Lange makes some very cool stuff. And there's stuff from that new 25-year period from 1990, which is filtering through at a great price saving. So yeah, I think it's definitely got legs indeed. It's definitely got legs. Yes, indeed there. So I think that certainly is the way to go there. 25 years, so the Lange, that was launched. Sorry, I just did the maths in my head there. 25 years of the Lange 1. Okay, so the other Lange, they were a little bit ugly. After a wait of more than a dream came true. He registered the company. Okay, so he registered the company, sorry, registered the company in 1990, and then the Lange, because that didn't add up. I'm just thinking, hey, if it's 25 years, it came out in 94, 25th anniversary. Okay, fair enough. Got it. So 1990, it's not when the Lange A1 came out. 1990 was when they regrouped, and then they retooled, and then they released the Lange A1, because that was one of the first series of the new watches so that came out in 94. Okay. Lange. If it wasn't Paddock, Lange is cool. See you later, guys. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and put a few comments down below.
Oh. Hey Archie Luxury fans, if you're into luxury, then you gotta be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.
Aside from my soul, there goes a sight, now there goes a sight from my soul, there goes a sight from my soul, there goes a sight, there goes a sight, there goes a sight from my soul. I think it's all angels just walk by. 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 There goes a sight from my soul.